How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video. So I wanted to do a top 10 Star Wars Black Series releases from 2025, but I did not get enough Black Series figures to do a top 10 for 2025. That being said, though, I did not do a top 10 last year. So we're going to combine the 2024 and 2025 releases and do the video that way, because there was a lot of really good figures that came out in these last 2 years as far as Black Series is concerned. There's still some that I want to get, which if I keep this format, that means next year I'll do a 2025, 2026. So that'll be the releases I missed in 2025 and the ones I got in 2026. So I really think that that'll be a better format because, you know, the primary thing that I get at this point is Marvel Legends and Black Series, just here and there, updates, upgrades, what have you, figures that we haven't ever had before. So that's really how I do my Black Series collecting. So yeah, with all that being said, let's get into the top 5 Black Series from 2024 and 2025. All right, so I guess we're doing a top 5 because I only have 13. I'm counting all those droids from that pack that came out last year as one figure. I only have 13 well, I guess I could count them separately because, no, it's okay. We'll count them as a pack because they all came together and all together equal one figure. So we're going to do this elimination style. I'm going to go through until we only have 5 figures left up here. And I will also preface this by saying there's other figures that I want from this last year. Like I want Phantom Menace, Padme, and Anakin and Sebulba. I want Barriss Offee. And it'd be cool to get Dash Rendar, although I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure they'll re-release him at some point, but if I get him, then I have to get more Shadow of the Empire stuff, and I just don't really want to do that. So I think I'm only missing 4 figures that I really wanted from the last 2 years. The rest of them, it seems like I've got the bases covered as far as how I collect Black Series. So we're going to start doing this elimination style. And I guess the first thing that I will eliminate is these droids, because while they're cute, while they're awesome, it's the first time we got the pit droids in the Black Series. I still don't have the R2-D2 on that new mold, and while R5 is cool, it's great that he got some more love after A New Hope in The Mandalorian, but I prefer R2. That's my favorite astromech droid, as it should be everyone. I mean, Chopper is also understandable, but these guys are cool. Of course, he has all these little compartments that you can open up and store pieces in and all that stuff, and actually all those pieces are in there. And then the pit droids, they do fold up. They do fold down into this little form that you can get where they hit the nose and they pop up. And then we got another BD droid, which is not BD1. So anyone who thought it was, no, it's not. It's just another BD droid. So we'll get rid of these droids first, unfortunately for them. But they're cute. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just for the purpose of this video, we're trying to get to the top 5. So the droids, they get eliminated. The next one is pretty easy because this character sucks. Cool figure, but the character's awful. We're going to eliminate Mr. Conehead himself, Ki-Adi-Mundi. Now, if you watch the Clone Wars, you'll know that this guy is a huge jerk. Like, he doesn't care about the clones. He'll just send them in the battle. He'll lose more and more and just not really care about it. Cool figure, pinless, all new. I believe he released... Was it last year? Last year, 2024. So this is one, along with the droid pack, this is a 2024 figure. And the thing about 2024 and 2025 is 2025 released so many bangers, so many updates that we really needed. So it's really hard to compare the 2 years, but I still threw them all together because this is one of those figures that was fully brand new engineered with the pinless single joints. And yeah, great figure, horrible character, but Ki-Adi-Mundi, you gots to go. You got to go, bro. All right. All right, next we'll get rid of the Super Battle Droid. Cool figure. He actually stands up. The joints are solid, but it's just a droid. And while it is cool that we got this, I still need like 2 destroyers. If I have 2 destroyers, 4 battle droids, 1 Super Battle Droid, I'll feel like I have enough. Trade Federation droids. Well, this guy's great. This comes off actually to show damage if you wanted to have some variance in there. And of course we've got that blast effect piece as well. How do I get that back on though? Hello. I'm terrible. It's not even fully back on. There we go. And then that comes off. So you can put that blast effect on there. Sorry, I'm sick right now, so I'm getting over it. I was like, let me film to distract myself. But I do like this figure. It's cool on display. It's imposing. It's large. It's just, it's not a named character. It's not, I mean, we have needed it for a long time, but there's better figures up here as far as my taste is concerned. So the Super Battle Droid is going to go bye-bye, although it is a beautiful sculpt. It's nicely made. I really do love the things that Black Series has been doing recently. Okay. Now it's going to get a little more difficult, but I feel like, and this would, Luminari Unduli and Bastila Shan would get eliminated together just because they're Master and Padawan. And this figure's fantastic. Look at the embroidery, the paint detail, all the other paint applications on there. We've got all those different colored metals. She's a fantastic figure. But where they're losing points is, and I don't mind the extra articulation, but they actually gave her, I think they gave her new boots. I'm not sure, but they're reusing these old legs, which have pins and double knees, which is not the aesthetic that Black Series is going for. Also, just got cloth goods. A lot of cloth goods in 2025. This is a 2025 release. I love this figure. It's just, there's other characters that we've needed for so much longer with updates. And while we've never had her in the Black Series before, or Bastila Shan, which, like I said, I need to grab her, she's not one of my favorite characters. And there's a little bit of bias in that when it comes to, I mean, some of these figures are absolutely phenomenal, and they're going to be absolutely no way to top them, other than if they had added more accessories. And these are all obviously mainline releases. So, Luminari Unduli, love ya. Sorry about your fate in Rebels. It was really crappy. But you're going to have to be eliminated for the sake of this top 5 video, just because there's not enough space to keep every single awesome character up here. I hate to do it because we've needed a new update on this body for a long time, but there is an issue that bothers me about this figure. As great as he is, that is annoying. That bowcaster, the way they redid it, is just not great. It barely sits on there, and I don't like that you have to notch it on and hope you don't bump it, because I've put him on my shelf and multiple times it's fallen off. Sculpt is great. Paintwork is great. All the paint details on like his bandolier. We actually get a strap on the bowcaster. Although the bowcaster has no extra paint, there's no wash or anything on it, and the older figures did have that. And the articulation on him is obviously better. Lots of head movement on Chewbacca. But it's not different enough from all the older releases that it's like, holy crap, this is something we absolutely needed. Is it the best Star Wars Black Series Chewbacca that we've gotten? 100%. Is it one of the top 5 figures from the last 2 years of Black Series? I can't say that definitively. And without definitiveness, he's going to have to go. I love this figure. Don't get me wrong. I love the whole New Hope upgraded crew. Just fantastic. Head sculpts, scaling, all that stuff. Great improvements over what we've had. But this is a top 5 video, not a top 13 video. So most of these characters have to go. And Chewbacca, I'm sorry, but you're eliminated. All right, next. It's getting harder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. We got to get rid of 3 more. 3 more have got to go. Oof. Okay. So, I love the character. I love Carrie Fisher. But we've got old reuse of those original Princess Leia legs. We still have the same old blaster that bends and warps and all that stuff. Face sculpt. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. We also get a hood up and hood down option. It's not with that crappy cloth goods. I don't have the old versions to compare them to anymore. Thank goodness those are gone. But I love this Princess Leia. I love it so much. Just like the Chewbacca. But we gotta do the top 5. And most of the top 5 is gonna have all new engineering, all new tooling, all that stuff. We're still getting reuse. Which, it's understandable. It adds more articulation, actually, but we've still got those pins in 2025 when you're moving away from that. You're moving away from double joints, you're moving away from pins. So you gotta have consistency, Hasbro. And that's always been Hasbro's main issue, is
consistency. They'll release an absolutely amazing figure in a wave and then release a trash figure with all old parts. In Star Wars, you get less of that. That's the good thing about Star Wars. A lot of the stuff is new sculpt because it has to be, especially when it's a new character. So there's not a whole lot of reuse, but when they can reuse stuff, they'll reuse it till the wheels fall off. So Princess Leia, your beautiful face is getting eliminated. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. All right, well, there's only one lady left, and it kind of sucks that she's going to be the next one to go. But Shakti runs into that same issue with reuse on the legs. Although they did give her new boots. They gave her combat boots because that's what Shakti was wearing underneath her long flowing robe. And we've also got this fraying at the end of her cloak, which I don't have for other cloth good stuff. I'm guessing it's because of the material that they used for it. It just kind of sucks. I don't like the way it looks. I'll have to like trim that up and stuff. And of course, once again, we've got that very nice detail and paint and all that stuff. She's got her Leku painted nicely. We've got the head ornaments with the gold, all that stuff. Fantastic looking figure. New lightsaber sculpt, cloth good robe that you can take off or leave on. And like I said, Shakti, she's been killed so many different ways in Star Wars lore. She was killed in Force Unleashed. She was killed in the Clone Wars, or not the Clone Wars, sorry, Bad Batch. And then there's comic deaths for her as well. So there's like one canon death for her, which is the Bad Batch, where we kind of just see her corpse covered up, unfortunately. And that is the fate that Shakti met. She survived past Order 66, but not too much longer, like some other Jedi, which sucks. And just like that, she's also not going to survive in the top 5. So we've got, and I essentially know who's going to be in my top 5 at this point. Unfortunately, it's all 2025 releases. So yeah, that's goodbye, Shakti. We knew you well. The last figure getting eliminated is also one that we needed for a very long time. He came out last year. We're gonna get rid of Sidious because this hood is annoying. You can't really move his head, which sucks. I like the cloth goods. I'm one of those people that appreciates a good cloth good when it works and it works well. We got some reuse down here of the Book of Boba Fett Luke legs, which is fine. It's covered up by that robe anyway. We get his lightsaber finally. This electricity piece is from the throne room, Palpatine with the throne, so that actually fits in there if you were wondering, so you can use that. I just think he displays better that way within his fight with Yoda, but you can see the head is not really movable under this giant hood that has no range of movement whatsoever. So that is why the Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious from Revenge of the Sith, is getting eliminated, although it was a very long time that we needed this figure. And then I'm just going to have to rank these last 5 remaining characters by how much I like them and how good the figure is. So I pretty much knew where I was going to end up. It's all about the journey though, right? All right, number 5. Who is going to be number 5 on this list? Oh, it's so difficult. This is the hardest part. Getting to here, I knew where I was going to end up, really, but ranking these guys is going to be difficult because I like them all so much. All right, I'm just going to bite the bullet. Number 5 is A New Hope, Luke Skywalker. Now, once again, this is a figure that we've needed an upgrade of for a long time. He had soft goods work when they work well, but the soft goods that they included on this like original Luke Skywalker that this is remake of, they were terrible. They sat weird. His body proportions were weird. He was really lanky and thin. And I'm not saying Luke is like heavy or anything, but he's got certain proportions, and they really nailed the height and the sculpt and all that stuff. It looks like it rests really well. And the cool thing about this Luke and how I display him is you can put this Skywalker Strikes helmet on him, and also the deflecting effect that it comes with, and you can have him with that training droid that it came with when he's, Obi-Wan is training him for the first time. So I really like this figure. The sculpt is great. The head sculpt is good. Of course, he comes with a lightsaber. He comes with the binoculars, which is one more accessory than a figure usually comes with. And you can also like take these things on or off his belt because there's certain scenes where he has it, certain scenes where he doesn't. So you get some options with this Luke as far as display goes. And that's why he's number 5 in this top 5, not top 10 Star Wars Black Series list. I mean, if you wanted to make it a top 10, you could just go back 5 more figures and then you'd have it. So, this is so difficult. All these figures are so awesome. Ah! All right. All right. All right. We're going to do it. Father and son. So number 4 is our Anakin Skywalker re-release, who I was waiting for forever. And the amazing thing about this figure is, so Anakin has multiple different textures on his outfit. He's got the leather outer tunic, which is obviously shinier. They nailed that. We've got the shinier look. He's got the cloth on the inside, which is more of a matte, and we've got that as well. So you've got multiple different textures with multiple different like actual looks for the texture and feels for the texture, which is amazing. All these figures have butterfly joints, the Luke included, so that's another awesome thing. So they can all hold their lightsaber. If you had the archive Anakin, he could not hold his lightsaber with 2 hands. Not that I display him that way, but it needs to be an option for every Jedi. They had the 2-pack with Obi-Wan and Anakin come out with extra heads and lightsaber blades and hands, which would have been the ideal version to have, but I'm very glad that the single release came out so soon afterwards, because it's just figures that we've needed for a very long time. Like the original Anakin and Obi-Wan came out so long ago. Same with that Luke Skywalker. Same with the Han Solo that's up here. There's just so many figures that had been sitting around waiting for an update for about, I guess, 10 years at this point. I think Black Series started in 2015, around when The Force Awakens came out, maybe a little bit before. So a lot of these figures had just been sitting and waiting, and I was like, I can't wait to get rid of this one. I can't wait till they make a new one. And then pretty much most of the figures up here in the top 5 were all part of that list. So number 4 is our Revenge of the Sith 2025 Anakin Skywalker. God, it's been 20 years since Revenge of the Sith came out. I'm freaking old. Oh, number 3. God, why y'all doing me dirty like this? Come on, Hasbro, make it easier. All right. We're going to start going on merit here. So, number 3, although Han Solo, Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Han Solo are all my favorite Star Wars characters. They're all tied. I can't really pick or choose who my favorite is. This Han Solo is amazing. Whoa, did you hear that? R2-D2. This Han Solo is amazing. The sculpt is so much better than the original. The original one had such a long neck. It was such an old figure. They re-released it multiple times with no improvements other than adding photoreal the last time they did it. But we just really needed a whole new rework of this Han Solo. And they finally gave it to us. However, and I mentioned this with Chewbacca when I eliminated him, they did not paint his blaster at all. So I had to paint the blaster. I had to paint the brown on the handle. I had to give it a metal wash. And I don't think that it had the silver on the tip in the movie, but it's okay. It looks cooler that way. So I had to fix this figure myself and make it better. None of the other Star Wars figures that I have here, I had to do something like that for. Although, like I said, Han Solo, love the character. I love Harrison Ford. He's my favorite actor of all time. The likeness on this Han Solo is fantastic. We got the sideburns. We got the feathery 70s hair. We got the little smarmy looking look on his face. It's a great figure all around. But because I had to do something, he is going to be eliminated before anyone else. And these last 2, it's going to be very difficult because we have such a phenomenal figure and then such a favorite character. And I'm sure you can guess which one is which. But yeah, Han Solo, number 3 on my top 5 2024-2025 Black Series list. And he just recently came out too. So I like that most of these top figures are pretty recent, at least from this year. All right, 2 characters who are intrinsically connected as far as the lore and the story, because Savage Opress is Darth Maul's brother, and Darth Maul is, I would say, other than Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, at least to Darth Maul, Obi-Wan is his nemesis, and to Obi-Wan it's just like, another Sith guy I defeated, one of many, right? So, we've needed this Obi-Wan for so long, but this Savage Opress, when I first got him, it was so impressive, such a great figure. All right, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to feel bad about it, but I'm going to do it. Number 2 is our Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Kenobi. Mostly because I'm glad I got him for the original retail price. Well, not original, but the more recent one, $24.99, before the price increase and all that stuff. So you don't get any accessories with him other than his lightsaber. And now they're starting to do new Jedi figures with the slashing effect that they made for Dooku originally. Now the Quinlan Vos and Kyle Katarn that are coming out next year, and the Seventh Sister and all of those, they have the slashing effect which this Obi-Wan does not. The 2-pack that came out with Anakin did. So just for the size, the lack of accessories that you get, the sculpts, the articulation, phenomenal. You can't be beat when it comes to an update like this. The original Orange Line Obi-Wan Kenobi and even the Archive one were just terrible. They were not good. The head sculpt was bad. The head was too small for one, and the articulation, he could not for the life of him hold his lightsaber with 2 hands. This one can do that no problem. And so it's really hard to eliminate your favorite characters over a character that's awesome, or a figure that's awesome and just is arguably a better value for what you're getting, because I think he was $34.99 when I picked him up, the Savage. But number 2 is our Revenge of the Sith update, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sorry, Obi-Wan, you were our only hope for the good guys, but you got beaten out by a bad guy, which is fine. It's a little variable on the list, a little different than normal. We're not going by favorites, we're going by merits, and really close for you, but you didn't make the cut to number 1. You're in the top 5 though, so you're no slouch, Obi-Wan. So that means our number 1 Star Wars Black Series figure of the last 2 years is the Savage Opress Deluxe release. And there's multiple reasons here. The articulation was smooth like butter, still is, especially when I put them on. I was like, yo, these butterflies are sick. These single joints work well. We got a double-bladed lightsaber. He's also got that spear staff weapon. We got cloth goods on there. We got so many different textures and material types, as far as like these are shiny, slightly less shiny. We got the cloth. We got matte for more cloth. There's some nice paint details all over. We've got the silver on top of the gray, on top of the purple. And of course, he's got those Zabrak, Dathomir tattoos on his face, which are done beautifully. He's got the horns, which are actually very sharp. You could actually hurt yourself on those. So there's a lot of great things about this figure. $34.99, so a little bit more expensive than the other figures on this list. But I would say if that's the price that he was locked in at, I know he's probably more at this point because of everything happening. But he's such a good figure. I really, really love this figure. He looks fantastic next to his brother, the Clone Wars Maul. They look great together. The scaling is great. He's massive. Uh-oh. He's humongous, especially compared to Obi-Wan. Just look at that. And Darth Maul even more so, because Darth Maul is a short king. And I will always say that if I got half of my body chopped off and I had the option to get robot legs and I was in Darth Maul's position, I would make myself taller. I would like to be shorter. But if I were Darth Maul, I'd want to be taller. But he was just like, nah, let's just give myself some normal robot legs. But Savage towers over most figures on my shelf. He's an awesome character. If you haven't watched the Clone Wars, you're doing a disservice to yourself as a Star Wars fan. And Rebels. If you haven't watched Rebels, same deal. It's something that you really should watch. The other ones are past, you can skip Bad Batch if you really don't care. I still haven't finished that. And then you have like Tales of the Tales of series, which are short and sweet, so I'd say also give those a watch. But if you're just wanting essential Star Wars, Clone Wars is essential, Rebels is essential. You need to watch those. And I'd say that this Star Wars Black Series Savage Opress figure is essential to your Black Series collection. So yeah, that is my top 5. Took a little while to get here. I hope that you like this format, because this is the format that I always use, do elimination style. Shout out to Toy Galaxy, Dan Larson, where I jacked the idea from. But it's a good way to do it, because you get an opportunity to talk about the figure while you're eliminating it, instead of just being like, here's my list of best figures, and not seeing all the thought process. Instead, you get this. So yeah, I would say that this is a pretty solid top 5 Black Series. It's been a banger year the last couple of years. They've made some really good figures. And, there's been a few that weren't so great, but I would not say to the level that Marvel Legends has the highs and the lows. So Black Series has been pretty consistent, pretty solid the last 2 years. And if you thought that this video was pretty consistent and pretty solid, smash the like button. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe. If you keep coming back, and I see the ratios. I'm not going to talk about the ratios, but I see that a lot of people are returning viewers, but they're not subscribed. And it's like, if you're constantly watching my content, just subscribe. Even if you hate watching it, subscribe so you always know when I have a video coming out, so that you can either like, dislike it, comment it, say how I'm wrong, whatever, So make sure you're subscribed either way. And if you want to go a step further, you can also become a channel member for 99 cents, which is great. We have about 70 channel members right now, most I've ever had. It's awesome. I appreciate every single one of the Rowdy Rascals, and it lets you get early access to reviews and other videos. So if that's at all something you're interested in, also live streams. There's members only live streams. Make sure that you join up for 99 cents. It's not a lot. I don't ask a lot. I'll never raise the price on that. I may add another tier, but there'll never be anything extra. It's just if you would like to help out more and be a bigger contributor to making sure I can continue to make content for you, because toys are damn expensive. But yeah, do all that stuff. Like, subscribe, members, comment, of course. Let me know if you agree, disagree, who you would have put in the top 5, who your top 5 figures are in general, how your day is going. Just say hey. Do all that stuff. Be kind to your local LGBTQ community. If you're protesting, be safe. Keep your head up. Stay brave. I love y'all. I will see you next time, and bye-bye.
Return to
Found a mythical Walmart end cap.
Ah, Morty, you're still watching this crap, isn't this? To review figures and toys and stuff. Aren't you a little old for toys? Ah, geez, Rick, you know, I don't think you should call her a bitch, and I kind of like her videos, so maybe you should shut the up. Thank you, Morty. Thank you.